Welcome back, guys. This is going to be another Forex League Sunday Market Blitz review, and we're going to get right into it. So this was for this past week. We did this analysis on Sunday. We do this every Sunday, just like we will tomorrow. We'll present to you guys 12 plus pairs that we analyze, coming up with different trade scenarios, and then we post it. And they're active charts, so they're live charts. You can kind of follow which trade path price action is following, if at all, and gain some value from it for essentially. So we'll do that analysis on Sunday, and then we'll jump on here, do a review of how that analysis performed. So that's what we're going to find out right now. So let's dive right in. We're going to start off with DXY. That's how the analysis is done as well. We start off with DXY because we use it more or less as an indicator for the market, because it's the US dollar. That's what this is. It's showing us the dollar strength. The dollar makes up for 80% of all trade, and it's a safe haven currency. So it's good to kind of understand what the movement of the dollar is doing so that it can indicate anything to us that we may need to be aware of when trading some of the other pairs, which will definitely be influenced. Because again, the dollar makes up for 80% of all trade, and within all those majors, you're going to see them react to some degree if this does. So let's get into it. So we're on 4-hour time frame here. This was overall bullish, and we saw that the dollar was in a pretty severe bullish trend. Right, we're breaking through levels 97.25 resistance. We had a nice little higher low, confirmed and started gapping higher. Up towards 99.25. So on Sunday, right before market open, I was looking at this, and the most likely thing is that price action is going to continue into 99.25. We'll see resistance met, because right now there's really nothing, holding or resisting price action. So it'll probably run into this area up here of resistance and then come back down, maybe to form structure, form a higher low closer to 97.25. We don't know. Or it could have started dropping now and form structure. Ideally, that's what we wanted to see. It's just a nice, healthy trend kind of continue. But let's play it forward and then see what happened. Okay, so it did exactly as we thought. It ran right into resistance at 99.25, came back down, and then gave us a higher low, right? And then continued back up. So pretty good structure. Definitely following a bullish trend still. I would have liked to see this higher low a little closer to 97.25, as it's a major support level, and there's a lot of confluence there. So that would have been really nice. And then, obviously we'll target higher, be bullish on the dollar again, and see what the rest of the analysis looks like. So yeah, this was a dollar. It played out. I would say I went with trade path 1, right? It hit resistance first, as we expected, and then it came back to form structure. So it went with 1 and then 2, which we knew was possible. So we'll reanalyze this one tomorrow and present 2 new trade paths for you guys. Pretty much we're going to be basing this around the key level where price action's at right now, 99.25. So look out for that. Let's jump over to AU. This is going to be our first tradable pair. And this was also very bullish. We had a nice bullish channel here. Again, this is the 4-hour. Okay, good characteristics of a bullish trend. Key zone was 0.72 here. So when we broke that, we were very bullish. We were looking for higher lows at that point to kind of confirm. We saw this little bit of a flag pattern, and then it just went off from there. So it actually broke another resistance level and then was resting near 0.74 last Sunday. So similar to DXY, we're expecting reactions at 0.74. First one would be reversal here at 0.74 resistance, find support at 0.73, confirm a higher low, and then we'd be interested in targeting higher. That's the bullish scenario, right? As long as we're above 0.73, we were looking at this more bullishly, which leads us to our short position. If we break 0.73, so price action falls below this level, retest gives us a lower high and then confirms with some nice bearish setups, then we'd be interested in short opportunities, because now we have a lower high below a key zone, and then we're looking towards lower support levels. So let's see how this played out. Okay, so we found resistance at 0.74 as we thought we would. Price action came back down, gave us a higher low here, not a clean one, I must say. We actually broke 0.73, consolidated through some wicks on the bottom side of that, then came back through. I would call this the real, a safer entry after, we broke back in, because now we have a higher low above 0.73. That's what we want to see, not kind of price action dancing around a zone. You want it to be crisp and clear, like something like this. So it popped back above 0.73, pulled back, tested as support, and then printed an engulfing here on the 4-hour. So that's perfect. That would have been a nice entry there. Would have been targeting towards 0.74. We could see it's coming back now, and we're back at 0.73. So we're still overall bullish. I'll be looking for bullish reactions off this level. But as always, I'm going to include 2 trade scenarios tomorrow when I reanalyze this. They'll be somewhat similar, but we'll be looking for, again, bullish reactions off 0.73, or if it breaks a lower high below 0.73. So we'll see. I would say this followed trade path 1. There was definitely a minor trade in there. However, it did come back on you. You would have needed to clip this trade for a little bit of profit, though. The overall analysis was pretty accurate. Price action just didn't play out as cleanly as we were expecting. So that's AU. Let's jump over to AJ here. All right, this one also very bullish. Key level here on this one was the weekly, 83.25. Okay, we're here on the 4-hour. We saw that price action was kind of giving us these higher lows as price action is consolidating, right? We're getting more fine consolidation as we're getting closer to 83.25. You guys can see that. And then finally it popped. I would like to see it push up higher and then come back for the higher low, but this is acceptable. Not the cleanest, but acceptable. Broke above, came back down, tested 82.5 exactly. We saw body closure right there, then gave us this nice morning star. Really nice morning star. Could have had an entry on that or on this second candle over here. Would have had to drop down once we were seeing price action retest here. You would have had to drop to the 1-hour, look for entries on that time frame. But from there, it rallied right to 85, which would have been our target for this setup. And we were expecting price action to either pull back, give us a higher low in this new zone here, which would confirm structure and then give us confidence in continuing long, or it was just going to keep going bullish and break through 85, give us a higher low above that. So overall, we're bullish, but we need to stay above 83.25 to maintain that. So let's see how it played out. Okay, it did exactly as we thought. Rejected off 85, came down, gave us a higher low. Again, we would have liked to see that a little bit closer to the weekly, but this is enough, I guess, decent enough. Pushed up, started giving us some conviction, and we obviously smashed through 85. We're above now, so we'll be looking for a trade path 2 to kind of execute here. Higher lows above 85 support. So price action here went with trade path 1 first, and now it looks like it's setting up for trade path 2. So this will be included in Sunday analysis as well. This one's going to be pretty high in the list. This looks like we could have some sort of entry pretty early in the week if we do see a positive retest of 85 support. But yeah, interesting. AJ's pretty good. Let's move over to UJ. Not bad for last week so far. So UJ here was low on my list. This was a big ass range. Not really that great. 115.7 as resistance, 115 as support, and price action was at the support on Sunday, right at 115. So the most likely thing here was that price action was going to continue to range because that's all that we've seen in the past, recently anyway, and all these fake outs. So the fact that price action dipped just below 115 didn't really scare me or anything because we've been seeing this repeatedly, all these fake outs. So I wanted to wait. The most likely thing was that, again, we were going to continue to range. We did some bullish reactions off 115. But if we were going to enter short, we needed to see a lower high below 115. Okay, so let's play this forward and see what happened. So it did what we thought. It continued to play the range, but then it went oddly, uncommonly bullish. Right? You don't see this kind of rally this much usually. This is a pretty high range, pretty wide range, high volume range. So when it did break, we were definitely looking towards resistance levels, but for it to just take off and skyrocket about 130 pips, right, to 117 from 115.7, about 130 pips, pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. It just kind of took off. So went with trade path 1, but then it just completely smashed resistance. So we're a bit overextended now. I'm going to reanalyze this and give you guys 2 new trade scenarios, both leaning towards bullish outlook because, obviously we've broken massive resistance. We broke a range. Now we're looking for a higher low just above 116.25 somewhere, and then we'll be looking higher. But, yeah, crazy movement on UJ. Definitely went with that one trade path, the ranging trade path. So let's move over to EJ here. This one was super bearish. We had a nice bearish channel, as you can see right here. Okay, and then we had a nice transition of 129. We broke below, got a retest, nice lower high, and then price action dumped. And it fell actually through our monthly. So this was a good sign. The most likely scenario here was that we're going to retest 126.5, wait for some sort of reaction. If we get a lower high, we'd be interested in shorting that down towards 124 support. However, if this did pull back with a lot of volume, we would have looked for a higher low above 126.5. And then maybe, depending on how price action formed, we would be interested in, taking a long position up to 129 here, because this is where the prior lower high was. This would be an interesting area to target. Wow, that was weird. So let's see how this played out. All right, so it started pulling back pretty slow, not with like anything crazy volume. It was looking like it was going to form normal structure. We hit 126.5, gave us a nice rejection at first, but then it didn't follow through. So this level essentially failed. Price action broke back through it, rallied all the way to 129, and looks like we have a bit of an inverse head and shoulders now, right? If you guys are familiar with that pattern, this would be the left shoulder, this would be the head, this would be the right shoulder. So that's a key reversal pattern. And the neckline is 129. So this makes sense for the pattern and for how we're looking at these zones, right? So this is a prior lower high. As long as we're below 129, we're technically still bearish. We could still see a lot of bearish volume step in and start pushing price action lower, all the way down to 124 potentially. But if we do break above 125 or 129 and see a higher low above, it's a 4-hour transition. We are now bullish on the 4-hour. So that would be very interesting. But I'll have that visual for you guys tomorrow when we cover it and go over it together on the Sunday Market Blitz. But yeah, so completely failed with trade path 1 here. Looks like it's following trade path 2. Still need to see a little bit more. So EJ is kind of low on the list. We'll have to wait on that one, see what happens. All right, so let's go over to gold. Gold has been a menace. Absolutely crazy. Super, super bullish. We actually hit a milestone we haven't hit in a few years. You know, we got over 2,000 this week. Well, this week, you're about to see it in a second. But yeah, crazy milestone. Gold has been through the roof with volume. Okay, so this is where we were at on Sunday. The most likely scenario here was that this volume, this increasing volume, look at the size of these candles. They're getting larger, right? Increasing volume is going to keep going. We're going to smash into 2000 level, 2010 level, maybe even surpass that. That's the most likely thing. Now, ideally, we want to look for structure. So if we saw price action pull back, give us a higher low closer to 1930, perfect. We would have got great opportunities off that higher low, would have targeted up to 2000, maybe beyond, and would have been a really nice trade. I mean, that's 700 pips just from 1930 to 2000. So there was some movement there if we did see that structure. So let's see how it played out. Okay, price action continued to push up well beyond 2000, as you know we did expect. We actually hit 2070. I think the prior high is 2074, so we missed the high by $4 or less than that. It's 82 cents, you know. So crazy, absolutely nuts. We rejected from there. Huge wick at first, then we stalled, came back down below 2000, and now we're running into some resistance. This looks like a head and shoulders as well, just a normal one. Left shoulder, here's the head, here's the right shoulder, neckline somewhere down here at 1970. And it could reverse. We are struggling right now. If this did break this neckline, I'd be looking for price action to hit 1930, and then I'll reanalyze from there. If this does push up more, for us to get in on this, I need to see a higher low above 2000. But I'll show you guys all of that and all the new analysis tomorrow. We'll have all new trade setups, fresh new stuff for you guys to look at, and it's a brand new week. You know, so we're gonna approach it as one, and yeah, there'll be some good setups. You know, things have been pretty good lately. You know, the market has been pretty high in volume, but there has been some pretty good setups, some pretty good structure forming on a lot of different pairs. You do have to be a little more picky at some times, but guys, you know, stay patient. These setups are there, and you know, it's not every week that you get a trade on every single pair you're analyzing. You know, sometimes it's got to carry over, or the market's got to, you know, calm down on that particular pair, but setups will present themselves again. Okay, I mean, you guys see me shuffling through pairs all the time. I'm talking about what I'm moving to the bottom of my list, what I'm bringing to the top. And yeah, so guys, tune in tomorrow, Sunday Market Blitz. It's going to be a fresh new analysis for the week. Angelo and myself are going to jump on. And yeah, let's get to it. And, you know, thanks again for stopping by, guys.